Hey, everybody.
Hey. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good. Animorning.
Hello.
Hello.
Where are you?
Here I am.
Oh.
Here I am.
Oh.
Dad, just lying on the floor, having a lie, as you do.
Yep.
You woke me up
Woke me up.
inside.
Can't tell me
Save me.
when I think.
Good luck, money hole. From us.
Yeah. What?
Whoa.
What?
What? That's 20.
What? Patrick, what?
That's so freaking many. They're never gonna end. They're just gonna come in for the rest of the stream now. That's it. 20 is forever. That's wild. Thank you so much, Patrick. What the heck? Thank you for all the gifted subs. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
The good luck money hole worked, Doig.
We're gonna have a great stream.
Oh my gosh, Patrick, you're so generous. Thank you. Congratulations to 3Po Sit Happen, Libra Heart, 2D Ula, Vivi Springs, Buster Tunes, Ganon Doodles, Valley Jaren, Maladroit Pixel, Crocodile, Mac Grimrune, Dash the Rabbit, Space Queen Leisha, Maivzar, Louis, Orizo, Rorazoro, Severay, Goblinia, Sick Man of Korea, and Whittle Bean.
Whittle Bean.
Whittle Bean.
Nice.
Enjoy your subs, guys. What? Martina, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you very much. Martina says just one more. I saw that we got one earlier as well. Let me go back. The Great Mango. Thank you so much for the Prime subby.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you very much. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can do that now. Enjoy your Sonic Worms, everybody. Now you can Sonic Worm with everyone else.
Do
Worm.
Do the Mexican Sonic Worm.
Well, where everyone posts it one after the other.
Yeah.
Because,
That's how he gains power.
yeah, the more Sonic Worms there are in chat, the more the power is that they have. Good morning, y'all. Today was the last day of the con and it was amazing. I had the time of my life. I met so many amazing people. There was this one man that I met and I had him record a video just for you, India. What?
You want me to click it?
What? I guess so, yeah. Rio, what the heck? Who is the man?
Oh, it's Mr. Roger.
Mr. Roger. Who is the man, though? Just for me.
Just for you.
Just for me? You'll see, says Rio. Oh, you'll see.
You ready?
I am. Oh. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh.
You ready?
This is Roger Craig Smith.
Mr. Roger.
Oh my gosh.
What?
Oh.
I may have just photographed my butt. I've got the camera behind my... Anyway.
Yeah.
Roger Craig Smith, one of the voices of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Like you didn't know.
Worm exists. Seen it? Impressive.
Oh no.
In fact, some might say that it is way past cool. It's really impressive. It's
No, it's not.
Oh my gosh. Cool.
nice work.
Ah!
Very impressed.
Bye! Bye!
Redub your boards and put his voice on it. We have it now.
Oh my gosh! Thank you so much, Rio. What the fuck? That's amazing. That's Sonic. Sonic said that to me. Do I like it? It's pretty cool.
How cool?
Oh, it's way past cool. He said way past cool to me in Sonic's voice. Oh, Rio, it's so sweet. Thank you so much for getting that for me. What the heck? You didn't have to do that. You could just go and enjoy the con and do the things for yourself and not worry about me. It was so nice of you.
Aw.
Thank you. Pat says make sure to save that. I certainly am downloading that. Download it. It's going to be every stream alert from now on. It's going to be that entire video.
Just wait till he finds out who you really are.
A bird. A bird. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. That was Sonic. That was Sonic. Did you guys see that? That was Sonic. He was in Green Hill Zone and everything.
Yeah,
You can email me the file. Please do. It's doigswift@gmail.com. Oh my gosh, Rio, thank you so much. I don't know what to say. My gosh.
did everyone hear that okay? Because I did have audio turned down a little bit there.
Also, during that, Pain Gamer, thank you so much for the subby. Thank you very much. All the subs today.
No one heard that on stream.
Really? You guys didn't hear it? I guess we'll just have to watch it again. Other than it bleeding into your mic.
All right,
You guys didn't hear it all, huh?
here you go.
Here you go.
Hi there. I may have just photographed my butt. I think. I put the camera behind my... Anyway, India Swift. It's Roger Craig Smith, one of the voices of Sonic the Hedgehog. I do know that the sonic worm exists. I have seen it. It is impressive. In fact, some might say that it is way past cool. It's really, really impressive. It's cool, 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 cool. Okay. Nice work. Nice work. Very impressed. Bye, India Swift.
Bye, Roger Craig Smith. Bye. Bye, my best friend, Roger Craig Smith. I'll see you later.
I thought I was your best friend.
I'm gonna know it's Roger Craig Smith now. You never made me a video like that. The eyebrow. Yeah. Woo.
Thanks,
You
Rio.
guys heard it that time, right?
Yeah.
He did the thing from the video. Cool. You heard? Yes. Oh my gosh, I can't get over it. It's incredible. Thank you guys for all the subbies as well today. What the heck? Everyone's so generous right off the bat this morning. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
What if you took the audio he did and put it on their boards?
Then my boards would have the audio.
Then your boards would have the voice of Sonic
Yeah.
voicing Sonic
Yeah.
on your boards.
Yeah.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. Dab. How was everyone's weekend? Rio, you seem like you're having a good time. What is that plucking thumbnail? That's going to be some of Doig's ASMR stuff that he's on.
I like it.
This is like, guess which ones are from Doig's searches and which ones are from mine. Like, which of us is YouTube recommending these for? All of the ASMR ones are from Doig, and all of the game dev ones are from Doig. And then all of the Sonic ones and the lo-fi mixes are me.
That's what I watch at night when I'm going to sleep.
And potentially the coffee one is me too, since I've been trying to learn to make cool drinks.
Like, this guy's really cool. His name, I think, is Adam. He does cool, like, cosplay. Sometimes he's the Joker. Sometimes he works in a game shop. Sometimes he's a knight.
Oh, so he's an ASMR as well. So that's you. It's not me.
Yeah. What did you think it was?
I thought it was how to make cool drinks at home.
No. He's too fabulous for you.
He's not too fabulous for me. I'm fabulous.
No.
Check this out.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Pretty fabulous. I'd like to see him do that.
And then the other two plucking ones was from an ASMR artist that I just found
Does she
yesterday.
pretend that she's plucking your feathers?
I guess something. I didn't watch the plucking one, so I have no idea what that is. What? What? The one
I think it doesn't sound very nice.
the one I watched was like she had scissors and she was like, you know, close to your ears, like snip.
Oh God! Is there anything less relaxing than scissors next to your ear? I've yet to find it.
Snip.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yep.
guys. Lovesick said that was fab as hell, and Shambling Man says that's pretty fabulous, Swift. Thank you.
Yeah, you're pretty fabulous.
Also, Victor Ryan says my weekend was pretty chill, just waiting for autumn to start. Dreadbod says my weekend was tummy ache. Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. That really sucks. I hope you're feeling a bit better.
What's this top second one from the left one?
Rio says you got to meet Brian Drummond. Wait, who's Brian Drummond? I've forgotten. I don't know. We can click on it if you want to see what it is.
No.
Reveal the mystery. It looks like some kind of animation.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it. When will my life begin? I can't believe the weekend's over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
Sorry, love.
It's okay. Like, I like the week. I just was hoping it would feel like it would last longer.
Yeah.
I think it's partially because we streamed all day on Saturday.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
it kind of felt like an extension to the week.
Sorry.
It's still fun. You don't have to apologize. Why
I
do you keep
feel
apologizing?
bad though. I feel bad.
Why'd you feel? Don't throw me. Why'd you feel bad? It's okay.
Cause
Oh,
like,
Knuckles from Sonic Underground and Eggman from Sonic Prime. That's amazing. Whoa. What a talented voice actor.
what con was this?
Was this PAX West? Because I know PAX was on this weekend.
GalaxyCon.
GalaxyCon. What is GalaxyCon about?
They chose GalaxyCon over PAX.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I guess PAX is a gaming convention.
Well, isn't PAX Penny Arcade?
Yes, it is.
I feel like I've not read a Penny Arcade comic in years. Do they still do them?
Yeah, they do.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, actually coming up on my YouTube shorts a lot.
Your YouTube shorts as comics.
Yeah. They put music behind them and then go through panel by panel. There are only
Wow.
3 panels, but you know.
I can't believe that's still going.
Yeah.
That's
it's
crazy.
Still going. The guy who does it is so good. He's just a really good DM.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What's his
I
name
like him a
again?
lot.
Gabe.
Gabe.
Yeah, what's his name?
The guy who does the comics he goes by something different. Help me out, guys. Help me out. I can't remember names. Rio says it was my first year here in Austin and had so many celebs.
Yo, you're in Austin.
Austin!
That's where Patrick's from.
Rio says, and it was a tiny crowd. The Charles Martinet line only took like 50 minutes to get through. That's awesome. And Lovesick says, I'm resuming editing a video I put on hold for about a month. Pulled extra clips today. Some maybe from this very channel, which will help with the structure and putting it together. What? From this channel? Doig Swift? Are we going to get to be in one of Lovesick's compilations?
What? No.
Ah!
Oh, what?
This is
What?
so
What?
dangerous.
What?
Whew. That would be amazing. But no pressure. Like, you don't have to put us in it, but we'd be honoured.
Yes, you do. We're awesome. You should put us in all your
No,
compilations.
We'd be honoured, but
That's what you should say, Swifty. That's what you should say.
I'd be stoked.
That's what you should say, though.
But I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
No.
Tell the universe what you want.
Make sure to clip, guys. Yeah, everyone clip things all the time. It helps Martina make the highlight videos. When we only have like 1 clip a month, it's really hard for Martina to make the highlight videos because it means that the highlight video is like 1 clip and it's 10 seconds long.
And then everybody will find out how unfunny we are.
Yeah, and then we look really lame to the internet. Barry's got these like 40-minute clip videos and we've got like 10 seconds. The 1 clip that Martina clipped for us. I know we're not funny, but you can pretend, right? Just pretend that we are.
We're funny looking.
Pretend. Maybe we can put some edits over it that make it funnier. I don't know.
Just, yeah. Wah, 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 wah. Oh.
About 3 minutes of us will be included. What the heck? 3 minutes of heaven. Thank you so much, Lovesick. Oh, it's really sweet of you. Gamb is working all month long for the clips. It's true. Gamb is working hard.
Does Gam clip his own clips?
Making the good stuff. I think he makes his own clips and he collects all the ones, you know, that come about. Hold on, I gotta find out who does the Penny Arcade comics, because it's itching my brain. Penny Arcade comics. Where are you? Who are you by? Da 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 da. Jerry Hawkins. Jerry.
Yeah, but what's his online name?
Jerry Hawkins. Jerry.
Otherwise known as.
Jerry Hawkins. Jerry.
I like playing catch with your generosity. Why is there no music anymore?
I don't know. You tell
Oh,
me.
there is. It's just I turned it down.
Let's see. Jerry Hawkins is always trying to tuck songs or poems into his actual work, which is to write comics and articles about video games and pop culture. Even now, he is trying to see if he can get away with ending the next sentence with vulture in a way that is smooth. He failed miserably. He prefers hobbies that result in things to eat or drink, like cooking, brewing, or roasting coffee. And then Mike, I guess, is the artist, because it says Mike Krahulik has always liked to draw, which is great, because his job is to draw Penny Arcade. This job didn't exist before he made it up, and he's very glad that he doesn't have to do something else that involves spreadsheets. He likes the indoors. And if we're being honest with each other here, he probably plays too many video games. But Jerry Hawkins is amazing. Not only is he an amazing DM. Whoa, 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 whoa. Thank you, Rhythm Demon. Thank you for the subby. Whoop, whoop. Yeah, 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 yeah. So not only is Jerry like a great DM, but he's also like weirdly good lyricist. He writes raps, which are really cool. And he has a very like eloquent way of DMing. He has very particular DM style.
That's so cool.
And he writes a lot of articles critiquing stuff.
So does he DM D&D or anything else?
Do you want to hear one of his raps?
Sure.
If you type in C Team to the great YouTube.
SEA team.
No, C Team as in just the letter C. As in they're not the A team, they're not even the B team. It's the C team.
All right, give me a sec.
Corsican Odile says the C Team is my comfort show. I love the C Team. I love them so much. They're so much fun. You should watch them. Patrick Rothfuss is sometimes on there, Doig.
That'll just remind me.
Risen Demon back to school. I hope it's good. Hope it's a good time.
Wait.
Happy September.
I thought there might. So the Penny Arcade people are also the Acquisitions Incorporated people.
Yes.
Ah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes, they made it. That's theirs. And they often do live shows at PAX, which makes sense because that's also theirs.
Okay, all of these videos that came up are 2 hours long.
Yes, but you only want the introduction. The introduction is a wrap.
Ready? I'll turn off the music.
Yeah.
Time is the enemy, the past it threatens the fastest weapon. You wouldn't make it past a second, and that's the question. Play it brash and reckless, or choose a cautious solution you thought was prudent. In any sepulcher, pulchritude will become the putrid. It's that wealth that I'm pursuing. No mountain too steep or dungeon too deep to send expendable marks up to the top of the peak or beneath. They see you bleed, they come like sharks to it, while I swim in that money bin like Carl Barks drew it. So send your national parks druid, I'll send them home in a natural box with a closed top and most of the parts included. Save your breath for a cleric confessor. Death is a lesson and life is a tenured professor. But if you're seeking my official advice, sign on the dotted line and initial it twice.
There you go.
That's very good.
Pretty good, right? So he wrote and recorded that.
Did he copyright it?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably. Shh, Martina. Shh. No, it's probably fine. It's probably fine. But yeah, he's really good. He's great. Very funny guy. Oh, the intro's by Chris. There you go. There you go. Well, Chris rapped it or Chris wrote it. Or both. Or both. But yeah, C-Team's great. You would really like Acquisitions Incorporated.
I would.
You would. It's a shame that you haven't watched it. Because it's great. I really like the way that they just run their adventuring party like a business.
That's very good.
You can get fired from it.
It's very good.
If you don't file your taxes properly.
Oh, God. I hate taxes.
Chris Straub raps it. Don't know who wrote the lyrics. I bet Jerry wrote the lyrics. And then Chris Straub just raps. That's cool. Anyways, hey, guess what?
It's Animorning
Guess
Challenge.
what? It's the Animorning Challenge day today. It's time to look at people's awesome animations. And then critique where we can. So, for everyone who doesn't know, last month's challenge, or this month's challenge, as it were, the challenge we're looking at right now, the challenge was to animate a flip. A character doing a flip. Could be a front flip, could be a back flip. The only little caveats we gave were that you couldn't do it on like just a 2D plane. You had to do it in some kind of perspective. Didn't have to be super advanced perspective or anything, just so long as it's not like a line and then a character side on doing their flip, you know? Also, as a heads up, this is going to be the last Animorning Challenge for a little bit. Just because we want to kind of revamp it and make it better and cooler for you guys. And so we're taking a little break from it for just a month or two. And we'll let you know when it's back on. Oh, Pat, don't cry. Don't cry. It's okay. It'll be back. It'll be back and better than ever. It'll be back when we have more brain space for it and we can do a better job of it. I think Doig is pasting something to you, Martina. Rio says I animated Roger Craig Smith. You did not. Did you animate Roger Craig Smith doing a flip? That'd be so good. Okay, let me get my little drawing thing up.
Your little
Stand over here.
It's your little drawing thing.
Yeah, my little drawing. It's called a tablet, Doig, and it lets me draw on the computer. It's pretty cool. Some advanced stuff over here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you animated him saying hi to me. What? That wasn't really him. You drew all that. Oh my gosh. Rio, you're so good at drawing.
You drew him touching his butt.
I wonder, what was he trying to do with the camera to begin with?
I think it was slipping out of his hands.
Neffenheimer says, I'll join when it starts again. You better. That would be awesome. And Martina says, make sure to read my message in mod chat, Doig. So I'll let Doig do that before we start.
Oh.
I'll have a bit of tea while Doig does that.
There you go.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You were
It's all good. It's all good.
All right. So this is at British Bigfoots. So I'll read out what they say first. They said, with these challenges, I like to push myself to do things that I can learn from, but I feel I may have pushed myself a bit too far this time, and I struggled a lot with this animation. Just me interjecting in here to say, I think that's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. If you're uncomfortable and you feel like it was beyond your capabilities, then I think you must have learned a lot from doing it. So I think stretching yourself that far, honestly, is a good thing. So good for you for doing that. Back to British Bigfoot, who says, firstly, I definitely scoped myself out, thinking I could animate this in a short time span. But due to its complexity, plus this month being a scheduling nightmare, it took way longer than intended. This is something I've been working to improve on, but I always struggle to estimate an accurate time frame when it comes to working on projects, especially when trying to account for outside factors or disruptions. Oh yeah, that struggle is real. 100% get that. I feel that too. Another error I believe I made was sticking too close to my reference, as I feel I tried too hard to make the action accurate rather than believable or appealing. As a side effect, I completely forgot to make a timing or spacing chart to guide me, and didn't give myself enough wiggle room to adjust those aspects accordingly. Wow, this is awesome. It sounds like you learned a whole lot. This is
Yeah.
It's really cool reading this. You really sound like you got some perspective after doing this. Admittedly, I'm not 100% pleased with the finished result, as there are a lot of mistakes in there that I would typically make, but I'm very pleased, maybe that I wouldn't typically make, but I'm very pleased with how much I learned from this. For example, I never realised until now how much the hips lead a lot of body movements, and how essential they are to motion. In addition, I went out of my comfort zone to animate on wands again, that, while looking a bit wobbly, there's a bit of growing and shrinking, really helped to speed up the movement while retaining the timing. There's a lot more I learned, but I'll leave it here because this is already long enough. Thank you for reading through all this, and I look forward to hearing your feedback. Thanks again. You're super welcome. Oh, and thank you for the raid, everybody.
Yeah, welcome in.
Welcome. Welcome to the Animorning Challenge. As Doig says in chat, we're doing reviews of animation submitted for the challenge by people who watch and hang out with us. So this is British Bigfoots. The challenge this month was to do a flip. Animate your character doing a flip. A front flip or a back flip. How was your stream? So I'm about to play it.
Yeah, let's go.
We can have a look at what British Bigfoot has done. Let's check it out. I have to accept the cookies first. There we go.
Accept my cookies.
Accept my cookies. Oh, very cool.
Yo.
Very cool. I can tell that you've referenced it. That's really awesome.
That's awesome, yeah.
Yeah, the first thing I'm feeling is I very much feel the difference between the 2s and the 1s.
Mm-hmm.
Or the 3s and the 1s. I'm not quite sure yet because I haven't looked through it. I feel like they might have too many 1s in there. Because the motion of the flip feels very even throughout.
Uh-huh.
I'd probably take out a few of the drawings on the initial push-off and the landing so that you get more hang time at the top and more of a feeling of difference and texture in the timing there between them pushing off, being in the air and landing.
Okay.
But that's my initial impression. But I really like the fact you've chosen to do a spin. And you've chosen to do it with a character with digigrade legs. I can speak.
Digigrade legs.
Thank you, Doig. What he said.
Yeah.
What he said.
Digigrade legs.
Digimon legs.
Digimon legs.
Let's have a look. Yep, so we got on 2s here. Coming up. We're coming up. It's there. Ooh. And then we're doing the push off. We've got a nice big smear frame. I probably wouldn't have the smear frame go into the same position, if that makes sense. That doesn't make sense. Let me try and phrase this better. I wouldn't put a frame after the smear frame that doesn't keep moving the limbs forward.
Yeah.
Because you're going to create a kind of stop effect there. So you probably want the limbs to... You probably want this frame to go straight into that frame afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because the point of using a smear frame is when you don't have enough drawings to fill in the gaps like you want to, you can use the smear frames as a shortcut to simulate camera blur in order to make it feel smooth and lead the eye to where you need to get it. If you have enough drawings to be able to put in an extra drawing like this, then you probably have enough drawings for just doing in between here instead. So you wouldn't necessarily need the smear frame. So if you want to cover that much distance with a smear frame, it's great, but then you'd probably want to pop into this afterwards.
That makes
rather than-
sense.
Rather than into the same position, but just not smeared.
Thanks, Kurzak. That's almost 4 years, dude. Wow, holy shit.
Whoa,
Thank you so much.
Kurzak, that's it's almost a year. That's wild. That's so cool. Let me put a little note here.
And thank you to Pilkey for gifting one to Bigfoot, British Bigfoot. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Let me pull my mic over a little bit. You lose this frame. So you'd have like this instead of this.
You're a Blender animator, VitaTech. That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Our little character models are animated in Blender. We're constantly animating them in Blender right now. We're just so fast. Look, here's a keyframe. Here's a keyframe.
Stop that.
Hey, Martina.
But you don't want your next frame to step on your spear. Smears help to smooth.
Doig and Swift is live animated in front of a studio audience.
Cover distance. So this is like, yes. And this is like, not like this. So you can, lose this frame. There we go. Okay. I am just going to put a little note at the beginning bit here, because I think that having this, having the step up, you could start that foot down rather than having them come in with the foot already up. I'd probably have this foot just coming in instead, so they are stepping up with it here.
Mm-hmm. Why would you do that?
Because at the minute, if they come in with their foot raised, it's like they're sliding across the ground on their right foot with their left foot up.
Yeah.
Rather than stepping in or jumping in. Like they're just kind of sliding across the floor with their foot raised, ready to step onto the platform.
Mm-hmm.
So in order to make it feel more believable, and just to make it like feel nicer too, because you can then get that extra bit of movement coming in that draws your eye to it. Draws your eye to the foot specifically because it's moving the most. I'd have this foot come up here. Because you've got it like a bit higher here and then it steps down, which is really nice. So the frame before that, I'd have it just coming up, swinging upwards. Let me move this back to here, because that's where you actually want it. And then here, you wouldn't see it at all, I don't think. It would be like off screen. So this would just be the start of it stepping in. So let's go back to this and have a look through. So we're pushing off here. And I think maybe part of what I'm feeling here is that these frames, from this one to this one, and then from this one to this one, makes me feel like we're going to go in this direction. And then it feels like we travel straight up instead. Like all the momentum is telling me with the hips here, that we're going over, right? So the next one's probably going to be like here. And then we just go straight up. So it feels like the momentum isn't quite there. Because it feels like we start pushing off really strongly in one direction, but then just start raising in a slightly different direction afterwards.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, I'd say watch your spacing here a little bit, and watch where you position your drawings.
Is that because you're anticipating like that more like like not ease, but like you're anticipating like faster on the kickoff, like less spacing in the actual flip, and then more on the landing. But it can't, is it hitting the ones and the point of liftoff?
It is. So we're going to the ones here. This is 1, 1, 1, 1. So we're into the ones here. But we're traveling such a long distance between these two frames and such a long distance between these two frames, and then not very much between these two frames. And it feels like they're going in a different direction. So it feels like we're going from here to here in 1, or in 2 rather, and then to here. This is like the center point we're going to.
They've drawn a guide arc as well.
Yeah,
Interesting.
which is for the hips, I
Yeah.
believe.
Gotcha.
And then we start going up like that. So it creates this weird disconnect. So watch the path of your motion. Over the next 4 drawings. Like you probably want it to go more like this to keep on the arc, because if you're implying they're going to go this way and then they start going that way, then it makes it feel less believable, because you're not
Gotcha.
following through on the physics you've kind of established are going to happen. So we start going up here. Wop, wop, wop. This is all great. I really like this. Probably want this to be a bit more like this. Just feeling out the neck a little bit, that's all. Like you said, like the reference uses is kind of immaculate, but you also need to be able to, as you know, like feel it out as well and draw what looks and feels right as well as what is right. Sometimes things are completely correct but they look wrong, and part of what an artist does is like interpreting reality to make it feel more believable. I really like the head rotation you've got here with the jaw. That's really nice. We get a little bit more on there. So here we kind of feel like we start rotating in place on these 2 frames. So watch between these 2 frames, like you are still traveling with the hips, and you don't just stop.
Oh, I see it. You could probably just nudge the whole drawing over a little bit, right?
Yeah, you could. Easy peasy. Same here. It might be how this is on the reference, like it might be the same on the reference, but because we're now traveling quite fast between these two frames, it creates a kind of inconsistency in how fast we're moving, which is ironic because like the overall impression I got from watching it without going through frame by frame was that the motion was very even. Here we are, we're twisting. This head twist is so nice. I wonder if you might want to bring it down more like this. So that there's slightly more of a flow between those ones. There's a feeling here that maybe they're too close to the ground to be able to twist and land. I'll see you, Pat. Bye bye, have a good night.
Nighto.
Like, I worry here that they're not going to be able to right themselves when they land enough. Let's see though. It looks like they're landing slightly off screen though, so there you are. So they're planting their feet like here-ish.
I think that's just start the anim again.
Start the anim again.
Yeah, I think maybe you like that was a perspective grid. Like you expected one thing and then another thing happened. I just want to check where on the grid on the left is the takeoff point from. Yeah, it is. It is closer to us, so we're good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just that. Here we want the needs are up here. So we probably want them to be like here at this point in order for them to like make sense coming forward, I guess. So yeah, I'd maybe start, I know this might not be on your reference, but I'd maybe start stretching out one of the legs to land here. Just so that the character can get ahead of that movement. And then they can be coming into it here. Gives us a little bit more warning.
Hey, thanks for the follow.
Thank you very much for the follow. Da 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 da! It's so beautiful! Oh yeah! Yeah, you could get a little bit more drag out of that arm as well. That'd be nice.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. I love me getting some drag out of the arms. You probably don't need that last one. But the rest of them though. Oops. Yeah, certainly zooming out. Can I? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I think the general feedback is I'll just pop it here. Overall / general feedback. Is to try fewer drawings. In the takeoff. And landing. So the motion feels less even. So you want like that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Fast, slows.
Mm-hmm. yeah, as Patrick Stannard, who's just vacated, normally says, makes the fast faster and the slow slower. In this case, I think your slows are slow enough. I think you just need to speed up that takeoff and landing a little bit, and to also make sure the what's the word? Direction, maybe?
The direction?
Yeah, the direction of the thrust. Like of the initial thrust.
Matches the trajectory of the...
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean I'm AI?
Doig confirmed AI.
Because they said Doig is just AI. What? But I feel emotions.
This is where Doig discovers he's been an AI this whole time.
This whole time.
Oh, oh.
I did
See you, Rio.
I did say the other day that I suddenly realized I was myself. That was a software patch.
I love this character. They're cool. What a dapper dragon.
Nice.
Ooh, I like the little like up, down, up on the head bob there. That's really awesome. Awesome flip. Yeah. I really like that you went with something more challenging instead of just doing, you know, a little somersault or something. You were like, no, I'm going to twist him. I'm
Thank
going to
you.
twist him through the air. Great job. I won't critique your grid. It's a little, I don't know, it's a little,
Parallel.
yeah, I think you could have made it a little bit easier for yourself with the grid than you have. But I think it works.
He's your Dragonborn rogue from your current D&D campaign. His name's Donovan. Nice.
Donovan, that's awesome. Donovan the Dragonborn rogue. He's cool. You definitely chose something challenging to animate. What with like Doug was saying, the digigrade legs and everything. It works super well though. Great job. One day we're gonna get a grid challenge. I'd have to learn how to do better grids as well as a thing. Like, I need to also work on my perspective. So yeah, let's see who is up next. We have Onsta.
Whoa.
It's Onsta.
Yo.
Yeah. Hold on, how do I? There we are.
I like that she's just written Onsta in the corner.
Onsta. So Onsta says, I think figuring out the flip spacing and what could be read as a flip was fun. Also, I'm really glad I could make a little something to submit in time. Onsta, that's so nice. I'm so happy you submitted something. It's always
Onsta.
such a pleasure to see your animation.
Onsta says, a space traveler that eats anime in her description.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, that's accurate though.
Consume.
Let's have a look. Let's do an Onsta flip. Yeah. Oh, look at you getting that motion blur in there. Getting fancy with the spices, are we? I see how it is.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. What can I... Let me just play it for a few times. I'm going to try and get together my critique in my head. Goes with the music quite well. Okay. Let's see. There's something about the way the head is moving here that's tripping me up. I'm going to look through it bit by bit. I think that's it. I think I've got it. I think what it is that it feels like it maybe comes down too fast here and then stays in a very similar position as the character's falling down. And I think I want to feel the character's falling down from further.
Oh, okay.
Like the head's going up higher when they come back round to the front rather than staying in one position. Because they essentially end up Like this is where they are just before they come down. And then the head ends up higher in frame than when they flipped.
Oh yeah.
One good solution for this is probably just like shrinking down your initial person so you have more screen space to work with. Because then you don't have to be like kissing the top border of the canvas with it. You shrink this little guy down so that you have more room to work with here. But let's see. So let me put on one of the little overlays so it's a bit easier to draw. There we go. So let's see. We got standing, and then the posture spreads in preparation, and then we got some nice anticipation. I'd probably bend the legs there.
Yeah.
So here when the body starts to come down, I'd make sure the feet like maintain in the same place. You want those really like firmly planted. So I'd keep those like this. I'm gonna draw them really badly. Please excuse me, Onsta. And then keeping the ankles in the same place too, I'd just start.
It looks like you gave the feet eyes and a mouth.
I didn't mean to. Okay. Start giving them knees, you know. There we go. Oh, the power of the stance. Yeah, just start bending them. I like the way that you're moving the head and the body at different rates. Like the head's coming down faster here, so it's starting to obscure the body more. I like that a lot. Hands are going up, that's opposing action. That's fun. Same thing here, just making sure we're keeping the feet planted. And bending them legs. Like one of the little soot sprites from Spirited Away.
I love them.
Yeah, that's what it's reminding me of right now with the like rubber hose legs.
Look at that bend.
Look at that bend. Anyway, let me change this as well to be hold. There we go. And then even more. Even more. And then we get that nice contrast when they take off, because we get the bend. Oops. Gosh dang it. Dagnabbit.
Bend snap.
We get the bend going to suddenly straight legs. And the contrast is the key to animation. Contrast is really what animation's all about.
I thought it was about making things move.
You thought it was about making people happy, did you? No.
I didn't say that.
I know, I just like to imagine that you could, so that I could be like, no! Screw the people who want to enjoy it.
You thought it was about the power of love?
You thought it was about making human connection? No! Get out of here. So yeah, look, you see the inversion of these two shapes is really fun. It's really fun to watch. There's a lot of power in it, right? So if you bend those legs, it gives you the ability to straighten them here, which is just super fun. And then, yeah, I love that you're having the arms come down. And now we're having one of the legs come up. And the foot. I know anatomy. The foot's getting super big because it's coming close to the camera, which is great. You're using your Z depth. Love to see that. Use that Z depth. It's going up and over. This is where I'm going to start keeping an eye on the head.
We know it's a Sonic character, though, by the size of those feet.
We don't know.
We know.
We don't know. So here, you probably want to keep the head more around where you currently have it. So if I do a little sketch-rooney here, then you probably want to keep it more like here-ish. No, 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 India, no. I never do a drawing right the first time. It's just a process of elimination of lines, honestly. Yeah, like that, except it's without it leaning so much to the left for some reason. For some reason I seem to want to draw it more left than it is.
What do you call a dog with no eyes?
I have no eye dog.
No seeing eye dog.
I don't get it.
Or you get seeing eye dogs. But it doesn't have any eyes, so it's a no seeing eye dog.
So here when we come back up, I'm just ignoring Doig. When we come back up, actually let me just check out where the body is going to go. The body's going to be like here, right? And then this is probably going to be just the head. Just the head that I've put in the right place and drawn really well. Just imagine I have done that. Put it in the right place, drawn it really well. That's what I do. I'm good at drawing circles. Man, who would ever want to draw on the internet? So here I would have the body go behind the head. Because on the next frame you're going to have it start to come out the bottom. Oops. So I would at this point, if the body is here, have the body implied to be like here. And here I'd have the body like there-ish. And here when it starts to come out the bottom, I'd have the head go up higher in preparation for coming down. So I have it more like this. So as the body's rotating around, the head's coming up. So I'd probably actually move this head up too. I wish that this program let you just move bits of drawing. That'd be really nice. But as it is, I'll just have to improvise. I'll do a really hairy drawing up here. There we go. It's like they're furry because of the way that I'm drawing with such like hairline.
Yeah, it's because it's Sonic, or Knuckles.
So I need that to be even a little bit higher up. It's all trial and error. For me, at least.
Idris, is that you?
There we go. Okay. So, as it's coming around, woo, that head's coming up. It'd probably be rotating up as well. And so are those arms, probably. So let's see. Arms go down.
Arms go down.
And then they're probably going to start to come out to the side to balance this person as they start to come down out of their flip. And then they're going to start to go up in preparation for the descent. The descent which is happening now. So let's see this frame. Have them start to pull down. I like how you've started to elongate the head here to show that they're getting dragged down. Very cool. It's awesome to see you getting the hang of smear frames because they're so fun to use. Damn it! I'm drawing it to the left again. Huh. Ding dang. Yeah.
I wish there was a way to like select and grab what you've drawn.
That's what I just said.
Is there a way?
That's what I just said.
Is there a way?
Is there a way? So they're falling down, and then bam, they hit. You've got a lovely squash here. I'd go even further with it. Be like, turn them into a frog, Onsta. Like, really fucking turn them into a frog. You do! You do. Let me just delete that. You do it. You don't need me. You've graduated. Okay. So squash. And then they're back up. And here, I'd put a little overshoot in. So at the minute you're having them come up, and you're having like a slow ease up, because it's been such an energetic motion, I'd have them pop up. And the way that you do that is you overshoot on a frame and then come back. You bounce back. So here, rather than easing up into it, on this frame probably, you would have the head go into a higher position. The entire body go into a higher position. And when they come back down, it'll feel like a pop. Basically, and it adds like this nice little energy to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pop back into it. Now, let's see my destroying scribbles all over the top of your beautiful piece. So I like to think it gives it a little bit more energy and consistency. But you be the judge. After all, animation is all about what you want to do and what you make it. And you guys don't have to take my critique at all.
Would you say the feet sliding out the end feels a little weird?
Yes, I would.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling that out, Doig. Yeah, the way that the feet slide here, wherever they land on their feet, you want to show how they get into a new position. So if they're going to land down on the ground, probably when they do this pop-up, they're going to land back into a new position. So you probably want... I did a full screen. That was clever. So let's say that their feet are planted here. You want them to stay planted there the whole way through. Up until this pop. Where they can then land into a new position if you like.
Yeah.
But you want to show how they get there. Like, rather than it sliding, for it to feel realistic. Or rather, for it to feel believable. And now I have to draw the feet again. What a smart move I made there. So they're getting up, And then maybe they start popping here. Stop popping! And then you probably want them to squash down a little bit here, just before they get up to their full height again. Just to show that they've like landed, and to show the body and the knees taking that weight. But I think that'll make it feel more stable. Imagine that they have a little settle at the end, right? Do a little hop out. Basically. You can see kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing work, Onsta. Star.
Do a little flip.
All right. Next up, whoop, 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 whoop. We have Sovereign Sky.
Cool.
Let me read what they said.
What'd they say?
I felt worried about how much I made the character move off screen, and then struggled a bit with the camera movement. Are there any tips or preferences you guys have with moving cameras to follow action? Oh, well, I'll have a look and I'll let you know. So let's see. Moving cameras are hard. Okay, I'm gonna hit... Wait, I'm gonna take this off first. There we go. Now I'm gonna hit play.
Yay.
Woo! Oh, that's super fun. Are we doing a Luffy? We got stretchy arms. I mean, honestly, I don't feel like there's a problem with how much you move the character off screen, because I still feel completely able to follow the action. No problem.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I'd change about the camera, because I think at the minute it's actually working really well. I think you could polish it if you wanted, but I think it's working as it is. The only bit of it which isn't working for me is the way it settles at the end. It feels very much like it just suddenly stops moving. And since the camera's been following the action this whole time in a really kind of dynamic way, it feels like you want the camera to also react to the strength of this throw that has just happened, and to almost settle back into position. So what I would do if it were me is when this slams down and we go down to look at it, I'd go down further than it has been smashed, to show that whoever's controlling the camera is like whipping it down to try and look at what happened to this thing, and they don't get it like into the camera the first time. They go past it and then back up, and then the shockwave from this thing hitting the ground, it's going to hit the cameraman and it's going to cause the camera to shake. And the further away you are from the thing, as a rule of thumb, the longer the delay before the camera will start shaking. So this is going to be pretty much immediate. So here I would have, as we go down to look, I'd have the camera whip down further. So you'd probably have this thing about here on screen. You know, with the ground plane here. So we can really get like a good look at it. And then I'd cam shake up and down on that as the shockwave hits the cameraman. Let me just change it so it's not holding anymore. So rather than coming back up to look at them, I'd keep it on that a little bit more, and then maybe whip up again to look at where they're at. And as they come down, I'd keep the camera more on them as they're falling. And when they fall, rather than as soon as they hit the ground, the camera just stops moving, again, have the cameraman overshoot it a little bit and then have to self-correct to look up at the face. Because the fact that it just suddenly stops like it's on a tripod after you've just had it doing all this handheld stuff is an odd feeling. It would stay handheld, right?
Until you cut.
So you want the camera to keep reacting to what's happening here. Even though the person's landed, the cameraman's trying to follow the action of the person falling down back to the ground and touching down. So they're whipping the camera down with the person. They're overshooting a little bit as the person lands, and they're bringing it back up to that person's face to catch the reaction for the viewers.
Yeah, a good
what's
way.
Happening.
A good way to think of a handheld camera as a second character in the scene, and that character has a reaction time, and also like a point at like what they're interested in at a given moment.
Exactly.
A really good game that does this is God of War, the recent one. They purposely made their camera feel like it was someone over the shoulder trying to catch what's happening, and it makes the experience quite cinematic, because the action isn't framed perfectly, and it emphasizes how fast Kratos is, that the camera person can't react quick enough to like keep everything, and like it's really affecting.
Yeah, it's a great trick, because you're doing a balance between like what you're telling the story about, right? Because sometimes you're going to want to keep the camera exactly on the person because it makes it easiest then for the audience to access that character's emotions and understand what's going on. But sometimes it's fun to do stuff like the character fucking takes off and the camera whips after them and can't fucking find them for a second because they're so fast.
Yeah.
It's like that's telling you something about the character too.
Yeah.
It's just telling you in a different way. So you could make a similar decision at the end of this. Like, do you want the camera to adjust up as this character walks off screen? You could give it a slight drift up so you can keep their face in frame. So it's like the cameraman is like trying to keep this, like trying to see the reaction of this person. You could adjust up as they walk towards the camera to keep them more in frame. Or if the cameraman's just like, what the fuck just happened to that thing? Like, what was that? What is that? Let's keep it on that. You could have them stay on this. Maybe even do a little zoom in on it or something. So or just give it a little bit of drift back and forth so we can see that the cameraman is staying on this. Like, this person's walking out of frame and the cameraman's just staring at this smoking pile.
You could even have the cameraman kind of like look at the foreground characters he's going out and then pan back to the thing that he destroyed. Of kind of like, huh?
It all depends
Whoa.
what you want to say.
Yeah.
Basically. But yeah, if you want to stay on this, having like just a small bit of smoking animation would be really nice as well. I know that you probably didn't have time with this, but I think it would emphasize like, oh shit, this person just completely destroyed this.
This is an aside because this was 2D animated, but for the Blender animators out there are actually plugins and stuff that you can get where you can use your phone as a like a proxy camera, and as your scene's unfolding, you can use the camera gimbal to be like, oh, I want to look up now, and then I want to look down, and you can actually hand animate your camera for your scene, which I think is pretty cool.
Reb says, I feel like I see a lot of camera work in Studio Grackle stuff like the Hades cinematics. Yeah, Studio Grackle is really, really good with its camera work. It does a really good job of telling story with the camera work. So yeah, have a look. I'd advise having a look at some of those and seeing when they keep the camera still and when they move it. And I think you'll find that in the shots where they move the camera around dynamically, they keep life in the camera, even when it's just held on still things. Because if it suddenly just stopped moving completely, there would be like a feeling of disconnect between the camera and the action, which is I think what you're suffering from at the end here.
You could do it, but it'd have to be motivated like someone putting the camera down onto a table.
Oh yeah.
And then you would know that it's been put down by the way that it stops. It would have a little shake or like a da-dung, and then a pull away of the hand, and it would like shift a little as the hand releases, and then it would settle, and you'd be like, okay, my camera person's off to the bathroom or something.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. Frame by frame, is there anything I can give feedback-wise in this animation? It was feeling really nice, though. Like, nice grid as well. Like, it's simple, but it gives you everything you need to know, basically.
So I guess it's a little, like, sphere drone or something.
Yeah. Nice poses. I might honestly keep their head back a little bit here, rather than have them start to get up already. But this is just personal preference. Yeah, I might just keep them. So it's like they're trying not to hit their head on it as they slide underneath it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
They come up. We've got some nice, like, spine reversal stuff going on here. And then they're going to jump up and do like a backflip. Again, nice simple poses. It's a big jump in action, but it probably works because of the momentum going up. I'd say you could probably move this frame further up, because these two frames feel pretty close together for what then happens here with the rest of the body.
Mm-hmm.
Although maybe you're worried about the head. Though I don't think you need to be, because, yeah, the body's the main thing rotating, so I'd probably move this up to maybe, like, here. Instead. Again, that might be a personal preference. So working nicely. You could always just make sure that you separate those two things for a good read. I think one of the things at the minute is that this frame makes me feel like they're going to land behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the next frame they've grabbed onto it. So it feels like they've kind of teleported in Z depth towards the camera.
Oh.
A bit. So what you could do is you could either just clarify it by putting a shadow across it, or you could have this so that the head is more up, the arms are coming more forward, and telegraphing to us that they're about to grab something. So we know the arms are coming over the top of the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What was it that Charlie Chaplin always said? Tell people what you're going to do it, then tell them you've done it. It's a good principle for animation.
How did he say that when he's in all those silent movies? I'm just kidding.
Oh, Doig.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, Doig. Yeah, popping these.
Like my old boy Link used to say.
Ha! I want to get this arm feeling good. Be more like that kind of size of hand.
Let them know you're gonna hurt.
Let them know you're gonna hurt.
Then do the hurt.
Then do the hurt.
Then let them know you've hurt.
So yeah, I'd have the hands come forward here, so that when we grab onto this, you've telegraphed that a little bit ahead of time.
Does the sphere go down?
Sphere go down. Let me have a look.
At a point.
Let me have a look. It's hard because there's
The camera.
The cam moves. Hold on.
Camera.
So it doesn't go down here, which is fine. It goes up a little bit in the next frame, which is interesting.
Mm.
So maybe have it go down in this frame. I was thinking you might be delaying it feeling the weight of the person on it
Yeah.
to the next frame, but since it goes up in the next frame,
What does it do after the frame after that?
it keeps going up. Like it's trying to resist the downward pull of the person on its back.
Yeah.
Which means that I think in this frame, you should just have it pop down a tiny bit
Yeah.
to show that, hey, this person's impacted it. And in response to that, it's trying to pull up.
Yeah, because if it's hovering in equilibrium and it then has gravity and more force down, it's not going to be able to compensate instantly.
Pop down.
The only way it would be able to compensate instantly is if it knew he was there, but the whole point of the sequence is that it doesn't.
It wouldn't need to compensate afterwards if it was able to just stay exactly where it was.
Yeah.
So we got here. This pose at the minute to be is the only one that's maybe feeling a little bit stiff. So I would try and loosen it up a little bit. Just because they feel very much like they have their hand on the device, but their arm is just completely straight and not resting against it at all. And they're like suspended almost above it a little bit. So it feels like it's not taking them much effort to hang on to it. So I think it would like feel more dynamic just to have them clutching it a little bit more dynamically, basically. So basically keeping the arms tighter in, putting more desperation into that hand pose. So it feels like they're really like bringing their head forward a little bit, so it feels like they're really hanging on to it. You know? And then this is great. In getting the momentum for the swing, I'm almost tempted to like drag the feet a little bit more. That's your choice completely, but you know, you totally could.
Oh no, Onsta. You missed it. I'm kidding. It
was just
it's
the
in
last
VOD.
one
Yeah.
that we did. And then this is great. Lovely pose. Really, really fun. Yeah, I love that you're not afraid to make these big leaps between frames. Like, this feels fun and dynamic, and people should do this more. Yep, and then we're pulling it down. It does feel like... Hold on. Yeah, because I should get the context for the full motion before I start critiquing it. There's something about going from here to here where it feels like we're losing some of the power. I think it's in the position here of the legs. think the legs are coming into the body too much, and it feels like it's diffusing the power that you're building up. I think because the hips are coming forward here and the legs are coming down. They're pulling this down from their core muscles, which means it's coming from here. So you want that to pull that down and drag the legs down with it. And then the legs are being used as pendulums and weights. So I think you just need to move the legs forward a little bit here to maintain the feeling of power in that pose and keep building the momentum downwards.
Ah.
And then likewise here, you just basically move this across to like here instead. And then great pose here. I'd be tempted to give the torso more of this kind of shape.
Oh, yeah.
As we're pulling down. Rather than concaving the back, I'd convex it and push the chest out. Because we're pulling down with the core and the pelvis. And our arms are up. Which means we're pulling forward as much as we can. And then when you get that spine reversal here, it's going to feel really powerful.
Pop.
Yeah, like that's the point where we're starting to pull down, right? That pop from convex to concave is like spine reversals can feel really powerful because it's a human's core engaging, right? So the physics of this, I think you want them to start pulling down here. And then, yeah, we get that lovely pose here. Great stuff. This is wonderful. You get that camera shake in there. You keep it on the device for a little bit. And then we can whip back up. And when the hands come back up, maybe have them do more of like a... like releasing that tension. They wouldn't just come straight up again, I don't think. I think there'd be a splay out, which you can then bring into this. I think your figure may have got taller here, but I'm not 100% sure. You'd have to check it. But yeah, and then I think after that move, give them a stronger landing. I think, because at the minute it's very like twinkle toes.
Night out of back.
They feel very light. So maybe you just give them more of a follow through here when they land. You know?
Make them slap their shoe.
Make him slap their shoe. Yeah, you'd have to make it huge, but a little something something to show how much force they're landing with. Show that power would be pretty cool. And then you can have them settle back into that stance and have the camera follow them back up. So I'll just put keep camera active. At end. I hope you watch it because it's the notes as written are mainly just us punctuating what we're saying. So
yeah.
I hope you get to watch the VOD. But yeah, great, like amazing stuff. I should say like at the top as well that this is like super impressive and cool.
I'm just gonna let people see the app for a second.
Okay, well I gotta just hit the loo for a sec.
All
so
right.
I'll be back in a quick sec.
There we go. Dubba da dubba da dum bum bum doo 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 bum bum doo 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 bum bum doo 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 bum bum doo 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 doo. No. And we're off. Wow.
Man, my calves are really feeling it today.
Oh.
I went on a walk yesterday morning, and it was up a hill, and the hill was very steep. And my calves are like, "You've used us for the first time in 5 years!"
Are they mooing?
They are. The calves are mooing. How's it going, Doig? What were you showing them?
Nothing.
What were you showing them?
I was doing a do.
A what now?
I was doing. And then Martina hit me.
Oh. I'm just having some tea.
Bombs. No.
Up next, we got SnowTwig.
Oh, nice.
SnowTwig.
SnowTwig.
SnowTwig. So SnowTwig says, "Sha-da-da-da. Animating full flip rotation in perspective is hard. Was having trouble, so I looked at basic shapes in 3D and rotated them to help me with the perspective parts. Was fun. Puppy cat rules. Looking forward to the next one." Well, we're on a little break, a couple of months of hiatus for the Animorning challenge. So just to forewarn you. But yeah, let's have a look, shall we? So this is Puppy Cat, is it? From being Puppy Cat.
It looks like it, yeah.
Is Puppy Cat just a grumpy cat?
I think it's a puppy/cat.
I don't believe you.
I think it is.
Let's have a look. Oh!
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh!
Oh.
Oh! Oh no!
Okay.
Okay, I didn't realize they were moving through the air
Yeah.
until the end, and then I was like, wait, no! I see. Oh no! Okay, this is very cute to begin with. He has a puppy tail, is that so? Is that so?
Wow.
Just like last year's August hiatus. Did we have an August hiatus last year as well? Amazing.
Maybe.
So we have a little waddle up, which is very cute. And then we have a nice bit of squash and stretch. Anticipation for jumping. And then awesome stretch frame. And did they actually retract their legs? Because that's kind of badass. And we have the rotation. The rotation's actually like, it's very good.
Yeah, it's great.
And now that I know they're flying through the air, that actually allays one of the points I was going to give you. Because when I initially saw it, I thought they were doing this just in place.
Yeah.
And so my feedback was going to be, there's not really an arc to this. They're just rotating exactly in place, which is not how a flip would normally work. But now that I know they're flying through the air, it actually works okay. Like, you can imagine them flying through the air here.
Yeah, now you can.
And this bit makes sense too. They open the eyes, and then obviously you probably know this, that one of the issues I'm seeing is that they react before they actually hit the side there. So you probably want them to stay in the previous pose for another frame here. Stay in previous pose.
It looks like there's an expression there that's like ghosted out.
Oh, I think it's probably been erased.
Yeah.
Because I think it's on the next frames.
SnowTwig says, "Oops."
Yeah. So there we are. So that's when they hit. Oh yeah, it does look like you drew an expression and then you erased it. So what you probably want here is you want a more extreme pose before you droop down again. So
Wait.
you want the initial...
I'm super confused. I can see an expression there, but I can't see an expression here.
You probably just have your screen brightness up too much.
Maybe. Okay, sorry.
It's okay. So to get the feeling of impact, you really want that initial snap in the motion. And the way to get that, is just to do a more extreme pose, essentially, when they first impact. So here, you want this initial pose to be like super squashed out version.
Bomb.
Bam. Like basically this kind of thing. And you're only going to stay in that for 1 or 2 frames and then pop out of it. Oh, this is at 12 frames a second, so you'd want it for just 1 frame and then you'd want to pop out of it. Since it's on 12s, that's essentially going to count for 2 frames at 24. So if I hold it for 2, that's going to count for 4 frames on 24, and 4 frames on 24 might be a bit too much to hold an extreme pose like that. So I'd err on the side of 1 drawing here, and then you can pop back out into this, and then droop down. And I'd give it a bit of easing on the droop as well, like just for comedy. Just do like a pre-pose here, where you just have it easing a little bit more. And that can be on 2s. So let's see, apart from that, one of the main issues was just the fact that I didn't understand that you were flying through the air. So I think a way to remedy that is there are a couple of ways. First and most reliable and easy way ever is just to have a looping, like a 2-frame loop of speed lines. Speed lines are incredible. They help out so much. Keep them on your perspective grid if you can, and just give us a bit of like rushing air going past, essentially. Do I have a straight line tool on this?
Don't think so.
I don't, do I? Okay. It's okay. Just give us like...
What if you hold shift?
It only does it exactly horizontally.
What? Sing sketch, you gotta.
Yeah, you gotta sing sketch. Just give like 2-frame loop.
It's been like 4
You
years.
can do 3 frames if you're feeling fancy. Of speed lines
Speed lines.
to depict the rush of the air going past the camera and the frame and the character as
Yeah.
they're flying through the air. The other thing you can do, which is a little bit more intensive, but I think will pay dividends, is to show them jumping off from a starting place. So just like you have them coming up onto a mountain here, here you could have a little cliff or something that they're about to jump off of, and then you can have that retract into the distance as they go. Oops, I've done a strange thing with this program.
What have you done?
There we go. Sometimes I accidentally try and skip using the pointed bracket,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
that sets a play area, which can screw up when you're trying to scrub and play things.
Oh, I see.
So let's see. So what you do is, when they take off here initially, you'd move that back a little bit. Now, it's not going to be moved back very well because I'm drawing this super fast, so please excuse me. But, you know, move it back a little bit. And then when they really get into the air, I'd bring that back faster. And then here I'd have it maybe there. And then there I'd have it probably completely off screen. and it would hopefully make it feel like
Oof.
taking off into the air now. And then when you have the speed lines on too, it's going to be like, whoa, they're going! Whoa, now! Whoa! Are you okay, Doc?
Very good. It was just you're like, and they go back, and whoa, they're going.
But yeah, the rotation's working really well, though. Well done, SnowTwig. Like, this is a nice, convincing rotation.
Yes.
I like it a lot. I don't really have any critique on it. I think it's working pretty well. You could do some fun things, like you could give it a little squash and stretch. when the legs schlup in, you know? So you could have the legs schlup in here and they balloon outwards a little bit because the legs have just gone in. And then have them... You'd have to have another frame of this going back to normal then. So you'd have to have like that. Essentially. Schloop. And then they go in. You know, you could give it a few more frames and then coming out of it if you want, which would be nice.
Mm.
So just, you know, give it another... Between the two of them. A little pose here. Basically an in-between. You could give this like maybe two in-betweens between these two. Which would just make it feel like they're spinning fast and then they slow as they come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense because the way that physics works is that the smaller and more aerodynamic you are, the faster you will spin. And as soon as you splay your arms and legs out, like here, you will slow down.
Yeah.
So them coming out of it here and slowing into this makes sense because the inertia would be lessened by the fact that they're increasing their body mass. So you can have like the legs. Oops.
Is that it's either centrifugal or centripetal force?
That's it. Centrifugal force, I think.
It's one of
Start to
those.
pop out there. So just give this.
If you've ever been in a classroom or somewhere with a spinny chair and you put your legs out and your arms out and use one of your feet to spin you or a friend to spin you,
Yeah.
and then you pull the limbs all in and feel the speed up.
Yeah.
That's
it. Like, if this is an experiment for you guys, if you haven't done this before, get a spinny chair and spin yourself on it and put all your legs and arms in, and then stick your legs and arms out and feel the difference in the speed.
it's fun.
But yeah, that is all the feedback I have. Great job, SnowTwig. Very cute animation.
Oh, I think they said that they just ran out of time to put the legs on.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
That's fair.
Yeah, if you want them to have the legs on the whole time, you can totally do that then. I didn't know if they were like, it was a Jake the dog situation where they can just shapeshift at will.
Ah, fair.
So now we're on to Prathik.
Woo!
Prathik. It's loading.
Oh, wait.
What?
They wrote twitch.tv/Doig and Swift.
Oh,
But that's our Twitch.
that's ours. That's ours. At least they've got at Prathik Art at the top so you can find them.
They do. For you here.
Cool character to choose. Look at this Robin Hood-esque fella.
Ooh,
That's
cool.
All right, let me read what they said. So Prathik says, practice trying to keep proportions right in perspective, which was tricky. Really struggled with knowing my right from my left, but I'm not sure there's a way to fix that. No, if you find one, tell me. Also, wasn't too sure about which body part should lead an action. Yeah, that's fair. One of the best ways to figure that out is to try and do it yourself, which isn't always the easiest when the action you're trying to do is something that you can't. Like, oh, you know, I need to animate someone fucking free running across the US and jumping out of houses, and my character also has 5 limbs and are 20 feet tall, and you're like, okay, I'm not sure how I do that to get reference for it. But like in general, either getting reference or trying to imagine yourself doing it or trying to do it yourself for real is the best way to figure out which part of your body is leading. Well, let's have a look and
Yeah.
see.
Nom, nom, nom.
It's so
Whoa.
cool. Oh, I love this. This is really fun. Yeah. A little bit of action. A little bit of action in my life. And yeah, keeping a character consistent in perspective is really hard. Honestly, I'm not practiced enough with perspective to be able to call out a lot of the stuff. But if I do see something, I'll let you know. So yeah, let's have a look at this bit by bit. This is really cool. Awesome action. Really fun poses. So let's see. This. I kind of feel like this could be a nice reveal to go into this frame. Like, I feel like rather than have the hand sweep and throw the cloak off the body on this frame feels like the time to do it. So I might like keep the cloak covering them mostly here. And then be like, bam, on the next frame. Like, bam. So yeah, they're pivoting on this foot. And then they duck down out of the way of the arrow. They're reaching for their quiver. You can probably just have the hand right in there now. And then this is a nice shot for us to be able to... This is a nice pose, sorry, for us to be able to see that they're getting the arrow out. If they're pivoting and they've pushed that leg back. Yeah, that's all looking good. I like how you've labelled them. R left, R, yeah. It's a struggle, man. It's a constant struggle for me too. I feel your pain. So let's see, they swoop in. It's nice to be able to have the tail following that action too, right? So you could have the tail pulled more behind the body here. And then here. And then get pulled out like you have it here. Like that tells a godsend. And then we're getting ready to push up. I'm trying to figure out why I feel like the push here isn't strong enough.
Maybe there's not enough down.
Yeah, maybe there isn't enough down. Maybe I want this leg to be a little bit higher. Here, so it really feels like we're leaving the ground. But yeah, maybe it's the fact that we want to squash this even more. In general, the rule of thumb is the higher you want to go, the more you have to kind of anticipate and squash down. Like the more powerful the reaction, the more powerful the initial action has to be. So like coiling a spring or winding up a mechanical toy, the more you wind it, the tighter that spring, the more action you're going to get when you release it. So I want even more. Lovely pose though. Oh, I really like that drawing. That's nice. So when we come down here, it'd be kind of nice to have them already starting to aim their bow forward with the arrow. Nice arrow wipe going on here. Really like that you're dragging it. I might drag it a little bit less, but I mean, it's cartoony and it works for it.
Yeah, got a nice like S shape going on there.
Yeah. Yeah, again, that tail is doing some great things.
I like the foot slide that happens there. That's kind of nice.
Yeah, I think I'd raise the bow up a bit more here, just to have him really feel like ready to take that shot.
And then you can spend a little bit more frames like easing them into it.
Yeah, I like the overshoot here. Nice overshoot. And then I like the fact that when they release the arrow, you have like blowback of the hair and stuff. I might hold this pose for just a fraction longer, so that, or this pose for a fraction longer, so that that really feels like something. And I think have everything blow back more immediately.
Yeah, because
So have it really be like,
yeah, is that a rhythm thing? So rather than having a kind of like, you would have a.
it's just that when you do something as cartoony as this, sometimes it helps to just pop into those poses, you know, and really exaggerate them.
Yeah, because you can anticipate with timing as well, right? You can be like, I'm going to do the thing, I'm going to do the thing, I'm going to do the thing, doing the thing.
Yeah, and then have it like kick up dust and stuff behind as well. You know, really like sell the power of that.
Ooh.
And I'd give the rather than have the bow like, rather than have it push back here and then come back to normal, give that a vibration. Have it be like a tuning fork, like a boom type thing. I think that'd be really fun. Let me. There we are. Vibration on bow. I think that'd feel really nice.
If you are like pulling back on the bow, maybe the hand moves forward a little once the arrow's released.
I think the hand's just kind of easing back, which I think still works for it. But yeah, I think some of the things I really like about anime is when they do something, like fire something or punch something that creates a huge shockwave. The reaction on the clothes and stuff is like so immediate and so like, and I think you can get that here. I think at the minute it's feeling a bit slow and fluid, but because the whole movement's been like fluid, it'd be really nice to get that contrast of just a sharp snap on that cape.
A batwing snap.
Yeah, and having it flutter a little bit. So let's have a look at the actual flip. I think the main thing is just feeling like going up into this feels maybe a bit too smooth and not like there's enough spring. And I think you can fix that by maybe looking at the anticipation and maybe shortening this to be one frame. Like sometimes that's what I do when I feel like my jumps don't have enough spring, is I'll find the frame where they leave the ground and I'll shorten that to a 1 so that I still get the drawing and the information in there, but I reduce its impact on the overall movement and make it feel faster and snappier.
Yeah, and then you just pop them into the air.
Yeah.
And then hold them there for a little bit so the audience can be like, catch up a little bit.
Exactly. So try putting this on a 1. Just to see. Again, this is really nice. Nice smears. Love this frame. All these are really nice. Are these all on 2s? Let me check. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, cool. Let me watch it again. Yeah, it's all feeling a little even at the minute, I think. So I think getting a few wands and stuff in there will be really nice. I also something which will help is here we kind of slide into the down position. Just give him a little jolt as he hits the floor. Give him like a little down before he pops back up. I think that will really help break up the rhythm of this.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe just here, have this be more of an overshoot. You see how we're easing more into the leg position here? Have this be an overshoot or an extreme. And it'll really break up the rhythm and make it feel nice, you know, crunchy.
Yeah.
Squash. To show the impact. Of
Really
them hitting
cool.
the ground. Like, you need something sharp in here, I think. Everything is so flowy, which is really nice. But having a little crunch or a little bit of sharpness in here in the movement is going to make it feel so textural and nice overall. So give it like a little sharp pop here as he hits the ground.
Cool.
Yeah, maybe we can hold the frame where they hold and pull the bow before shooting. Yeah, they totally could. And this angular style is awesome. Like, Prathik, I love this drawing style. It's so cool. What a fun thing to try to animate as well. I think you really pulled it off well.
Yeah, definitely.
Done a great job. 100% would watch an animated series of this. I don't know who the artist is. The initial artist of the character.
Mm.
But their style is super cool. Really like it, and you've pulled it off really well. Good job.
Is that everybody?
I think it is.
Whoa.
Yeah, fantastic work, everyone. I gotta get my compliments in.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure everyone has them. And it's not just some people who have them.
Woo. Woo. Doing a flip, doing a flip, yeah. Doing a flip, doing a flip, yeah. Doing a flip, yeah.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so that's everyone. Thank you guys so much for submitting to the Animorning challenge. We really appreciate you guys showing up for it. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope that the feedback's been helpful. We do our best. We always advise getting feedback from multiple sources, since, you know, I can only see what I can see. Other people are going to be able to see different things.
What do your elvish eyes see?
I've told you.
Yeah.
So yeah, great job everyone. No Animorning challenge next month. We're taking a short break.
Yep.
We'll let you know when it's back on. Everyone have a nice relax
Yeah, we're gonna rethink the format.
and chill. We're gonna make it cooler.
But if you are hungry for more animation challenges,
Mm-hmm.
then I recommend checking out the website that Martina made that has all the previous challenges. If you want to dip your toe into those, that would be incredible.
Yeah, all the previous challenges are up. You can take them anytime you want, just for practice and fun. All of these challenges are designed to help you flesh out portfolios and stuff. So if you feel like you need practice outside of whatever study you may be doing, or if you want to start doing small practices to learn animation, it's a great place to start.
Martina, do you have a link to that thing you're putting together? Is the format going to have
Oh,
Curio?
Prathik, hey, you're in
Yeah.
chat. Great job. British Bigfoot, yeah. Is the format going to have Kiryu? I mean, that's up to you, Onsta. Are you going to submit some Kiryu for us? Thank you, Martina. There
Thank
we
you.
go. Let me pin it.
It's still a work in motion. It's a work in progress. Every format should have Kiryu. Kiryu.
Kiryu! But I guess we're going to raid into somebody.
Yeah.
Ed, thank you so much for the subscription. You guys have been so generous with the subs today. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We really appreciate the support. You guys are amazing.
I saw Lady V started using VTube Studio, so Lady V's potential.
Well, Lady V is streaming right now if we wanted to raid. Do
Exactly.
you want to go raid?
Sure.
All right. We're going to take you guys to Lady V. For those who don't know, Lady V is a medieval artist from medieval times. They are a knight. They
Yep.
are a dragon slayer.
They're incredible artists.
They're kick-ass. Their
Yeah.
art is beautiful.
They're funny.
They're really funny. You guys will have a great time. I think that she's currently working on her overlay
Oh, nice.
to try and make it even cooler. She's been doing custom drink designs for a bunch of people that she hangs out with to kind of put into her own tavern. So it's awesome. She's building a tavern. She's building a world. It's going to be great.
Cool.
Everyone should go and check it out.
All right, everybody.
Yeah. Everyone go say hi to Lady V from us and have a great day.
Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Everyone. Until next time
May the rest
of your day.
be filled
With adventure.
adventure. Take care, everybody, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.